Well, good evening from London and welcome to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Breaking news in the last couple of hours. 15 months ago, Alec Baldwin shot dead a female cinematographer on the set of Rust, a movie he was starring in and producing. The death of Halyna Hutchins is one of the most appalling tragedies in Hollywood history. Now, there was no doubt that it was an accident, but Halyna Hutchins died, leaving behind a grief-stricken husband and a young child. And the person holding the gun that fired a bullet that killed her was Alec Baldwin. It was him that did that. He fired the bullet into his co-worker's body and snuffed out her life. Nobody else's hands were even near the gun. But since that tragic day, Baldwin's been the epitome of Hollywood arrogance. He's embarked on a woeful self-pitying PR tour that felt cynically designed to make people feel he was just as much of a victim as the woman he killed. He's repeatedly spewed indignant denial of any responsibility to his millions of followers on social media and in a succession of television interviews. Here's what he told ABC News.
Do you feel guilt?
No. I feel that there is. I feel that someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is, but I know it's not me.
No guilt at all, even though he was literally holding the gun that fired the bullet that killed this woman. Not a shred of personal responsibility, accountability or guilt. Here he is addressing his fans.
I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to all of the people who sent me such kind words and, best wishes and strength and hope and prayers and so forth and thoughts and lots of encouragement and lots of really, really great sentiments from so many people. I got hundreds of emails from friends and family and colleagues and people that some I hadn't heard from in quite a while to send me strength and good wishes and so forth, and I'm very grateful for that. I want to say thank you to everybody. And online, on Instagram, many people commenting.
Sorry? You haven't just won an Oscar? That's what that speech sounded like, didn't it? An Oscar redemption speech. No, this is real life. It's not a film. A young woman was killed. Well, today, Santa Fe prosecutors announced that he, Alec Baldwin, and the film's armourer, a young woman called Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, will be charged with involuntary manslaughter. Both face up to 18 months in jail if they're convicted. But Baldwin, true to form, issued a statement through his attorney, striking a familiar tone. This decision distorts Halyna Hutchins' tragic death, represents a terrible miscarriage of justice, his lawyer said. Mr. Baldwin had no reason to believe there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the movie set. We will fight these charges and we will win. Well, we'll see about that, because that's not what the prosecutor thinks. Here's what the prosecutor said.
We've talked to many actors, A-list and otherwise, that have said that they always check their guns, or they have someone check it in front of them. So it's not... an actor doesn't get a free pass just because they're an actor. And that's what's so important, is that we're saying here in New Mexico, everyone's equal under the law. Everyone has to follow their duties and do what's right and take that safety into account so that this doesn't ever happen again.
Well, that's right. That's what I hear from actors too. They all check. If they're firing a firearm in any capacity on a movie set, they all check. Just for their own sake, never mind anybody else's. That there's no live ammunition or anything wrong with this weapon that they're using. Alec Baldwin's done a lot of talking, a lot of self-protective talking, a lot of spinning, a lot of denial of any accountability or responsibility. Well, his next words on this matter will be in a court of law. Well, let's discuss Baldwin's legal fight. We've got some American legal experts coming shortly, but I want to talk first of all to lawyer Paula Rhone-Adrien, TalkTV international editor Isabel Oakeshott, and TalkTV presenter Richard Tice. Look, this is a very emotive story, Richard. But at its heart, I think you've got classic Hollywood response to a real story. You've got a kind of almost fictional response, like he's in a movie, Alec Baldwin. And all that really matters is that he comes through triumphant in some way, i.e. without any blame for any of this. And yet, at the heart of it is a real woman really killed.
Absolutely, but there are two separate things. There's his shocking, appalling, totally inexcusable response, as you've just explained there. But the reality is, this is a tragic accident. And as I understand, you never have live ammunition on a set. So why on earth would he expect that there would be? I think what it shows, though, is this is classic America. someone's always to blame. You've got to sue someone, you've got to put them in jail. I think that's the wrong approach. It's a tragic accident. Learn from it. Make sure, for heaven's sake, it never, never happens again. But why go through all of this process? I just think his response has been completely insensitive. But what do you achieve by
Well, actually,
going
what you achieve is for the poor woman's husband and their young child. What you achieve is accountability for the death of this woman.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, sorry, she was killed because there was a complete breakdown of safety on the set. And Alec Baldwin wasn't just the star of the movie, he was also a co-producer of the movie and has producer responsibilities for what is going on.
So that feels to me like the charge is the wrong one. I think you were...
Well, no, because involuntary manslaughter means that you kill somebody but you didn't deliberately mean to.
I think you were unduly harsh on him. I mean,
really?
I accept that his PR skills leave something to be desired. I think his responses there are pretty woeful and undoubtedly are part of the reason he is where he is now facing these charges. But at the end of the day, you've got an actor on a set. He must have been in this position 1,000 times before. He had no reason to expect that gun was loaded. Someone handed him a loaded gun. He was entitled to assume that it was for the film, that it wasn't loaded with ammunition.
Isabel, do you make assumptions? Do you make assumptions when you're dealing with what is a deadly weapon?
How many film sets have you been on?
But that's the question,
day in, day out. I don't know. We sitting here, we don't know.
We know from the prosecutor's statement that we just listened to that actually on film sets there is a procedure and that most actors in that situation do make a final check themselves.
But also, in most film sets, there's never, ever live ammunition anywhere near the film
but again,
set. So why would he have a reason to do that?
He is a producer with responsibility for that as well.